I'm Anil Kumar, and in this video we will learn how to add rational expressions. Let me take few examples. Let us say we have 2 over 3x squared y as one rational expression, and we need to add this with x over, let's say 6y squared. So these are two rational expressions. We want to add them. To add, we should have common denominator. Denominator of the first one is 3x squared y, and for the second one is 6y squared. Now, what could be the common denominator? Well, the common denominator could be, as far as the numbers goes, 6 is common to both, right? So multiple of 3 times 2. So to make 6, what should we do? We should multiply the first expression by 2, right? We should multiply both numerator and denominator by 2, then we get 6. Now, x squared is in the first term but not in the second term. So x squared should be in the common denominator. To get x squared, we have to multiply the second expression by x squared and divide by the same so that we don't really change it. We have y and we have y squared. So the highest of the two is y squared. That will go as a common denominator. To get y squared, we have to multiply the first by y and divide also by y, right? If we do that, now if you look at it, the denominator of the first one will be 2 times 3 is 6, y times y is y squared, so we get 6x squared y squared. For the second one also, 6y squared and x squared. So both have same denominator. Let us multiply the numerators by these numbers. 2 times 2 is 4, 4y. So we get 4 times y for the first one, plus x times x squared, which is x cubed, for the next one. So that is the expression, which is addition of these two rational expressions, correct? So this is how we could actually add when we have different denominators. Now let's take another example where the denominators are kind of similar. So we'll subtract this time, and let me write down the expression as 2y over, let's say 2y plus 4, right? And we'll do subtraction, and this denominator, I'm writing this as y plus 2, and let me write numerator as, let's say, 1. Let us see how to subtract rational expression this time. Now clearly the denominators are not same, but they are kind of similar. Let me factor 2 and write down the first one as 2y divided by, if I factor 2, I get y plus 2, right? For the second one, we already have y plus 2. But the first one has 2 here. We could actually cancel these 2's. So we get y over y plus 2 minus 1 over y plus 2. They have common denominators, and so we could write that denominator as y plus 2 and subtract the numerators, which is y minus 1. Y minus 1. So the result here is y minus 1 over y plus 2, correct? So in a way, we subtracted the rational expression in this particular case, right? Let me take another example, use a different ink, and this time let's write down a question as 1 over x squared minus 9 add 2 over x plus 3. So in this particular question, we seem to have very different denominators. Let us factor the first one. If you factor the first one, you can write this as x plus 3 times x minus 3, right? The other factor term is 2 over x plus 3. Now in the denominators, you notice x plus 3 is common, but the second one does not have x minus 3. So what we can do is, we can multiply this one by x minus 3, both numerator and denominator. So they have common denominators. Now we can perform the operation of addition, right? So now what we have here is a common denominator, which is x plus 3 times x minus 3, and in the numerator we have 1 plus 2 times x minus 3. Do you see that? So now we could actually simplify this and write this as x plus 3 times x minus 3. The numerator is 1 plus 2x. Let me write 2x first. And 2 times minus 3 is minus 6. So 1 minus 6 is minus 5. So what we get here is 2x minus 5 divided by x plus 3 times x minus 3. So we have performed the operation of addition and subtraction. Now another important thing here is to write restrictions, right? So now let's look into the restrictions which all our examples should have. Now restrictions come from the point of view that the denominator cannot be 0, right? So let's look into all of them one by one and clearly write down their restrictions. The first expression has got 3x square y, 6y square in the denominator. So the restrictions here is that x is not equal to 0 and y is not equal to 0, right? Since we cannot divide by 0. In the second example, we found y plus 2 in the denominator. So here the restriction is that y is not equal to minus 2. Since minus 2 will make denominator as 0. In the third example, the denominator has two factors, x plus 3 and x minus 3. So in this we have two restrictions, that x is not equal to plus minus 3. Okay. So it is important to note that whenever we are performing operations on rational expressions, we have to clearly look into their restrictions as we did here, and then to add or subtract rational expressions, we should have common denominator. I'm Anil Kumar and I hope that helps. Thank you and all the best.